guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about all of the reasons why I think you should be an au pair and the beneficial things that really do come out of an experience like this. If you're new here, my name is Liv. I am currently living in Paris right now with my second au pair family. My first au pair experience was in Annecy. I looked after 3 beautiful girls, ages 1.5, 3, and 5. And then I'm here in Paris, France right now looking after a young girl who's 2, a boy who's 5, and a girl who's 8. Very different experiences. All in all, I think that an experience like this has the power to just completely transform and change the trajectory of your life. At least for me, it did. If I would have never had my au pair experiences, I would have never realized that I love working with kids and I love acting like a kid, and that's what I'm meant to be doing. Just to get right into it, the one thing that I love about this experience is that you realize very quickly that not every home life is like the one that you had growing up. You get to see how the parents interact with the kids, how a household is run, how they talk to their kids, how they move around their kids, if they sign their kids up for activities, how they do that, how a household works. And now for the first time in your life, you're experiencing it through the eyes of an adult instead of the eyes of a child, as you would have been going through your own life with your own family. I think it sheds a lot of light on, oh my gosh, like families are completely different. My first family parented very different than my current family parents, and I'm also getting to pull the things that I love from each. And I'm like, wow, in the future, I want to be doing this with my kids, or I don't want to do this with my kids because I see how this unfolds. You can use the tactics that you learn from these parents and apply them in your own way to your own life. I think it's kind of, in a way, to me, like a trial run, getting to experience parenthood without actually having the responsibilities of being the parent. Number 2 is it really helps you work on your patience. When they're your kids, I think it's easy for you to get frustrated and take it out on the kids because there's no one overseeing that, and there's no one telling you like, hey, like don't yell at my kids, don't do that with my kids. When you're an au pair, you can't do that. You have to, even if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling overstimulated, you just have to sit there, learn how to internalize and cope with your emotions and control the feelings that you're feeling and not let them see those. I think that that has translated to other parts of my life where now just in situations where, oh, that would have made me frustrated in the past, just doesn't anymore, and I can just really sit there calmly, see things from a different perspective, and deal with it later on. Number 3, I think this is huge, and I think this is why I became addicted to being an au pair and I came back for a second time, is because kids will bring out a silly, fun personality in you. I mean, you're gonna have the times where they're super frustrating and maybe they're not listening, but the times where you just get to sit there and play with them, let yourself be a kid and take down all of the barriers, all of the expectations, all of the judgments that you've ever had in your life about how you have to act, how you have to behave, and just see who you are, see who you become. When I'm around kids, I become a child, and I love that. I feel happy. I can just play, be silly, use facial expressions, exaggerate my words. Whereas when I'm around other adults, I can't really do that because people look at me and they're like, you're too much. So if you've ever struggled with that in the past of feeling like you have a really big personality and maybe you don't get along with other people your age, you will get along with kids. I'm telling you right now, you will get along with kids. If anything, they want you to be like that. They love it when you get excited about things, when you're fun, when you're happy, when your energy is flying out from every single part of your body. They love it. There's no judgments. Take the guard down and just be and exist however you want to. The 4th one is that you're just in a completely new country. The transferable skills that you gain from an experience like this are more than you will ever learn in taking that job a year early, or taking an extra year of school, or whatever your parents or your friends are like in your ear forcing you to do. When you first get here, you're just completely outside of your comfort zone. You grow. You get to recreate yourself. You have to force yourself to go outside and make friends, force yourself to learn a new language, how to communicate with people, find activities to do. You can travel. You have a lot of time to work on yourself, and just through the process of being in a new country, you will grow. And if you're sitting here and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my god, I am not someone who is outgoing, I can't force myself to make friends, I'm telling you right now, that doesn't happen until you actually come here. When I'm back at home, you will not find me seeking out new friends the way that I do here, or excited about doing certain activities the way that I do here. When you're in a different country, it just feels like you can let this guard down and you can just explore every avenue because you have no no expectations tied to you. There's no one looking at you being like, oh, well, you've never acted like that in high school. Why are you suddenly acting like that? Or you've never liked that activity before. Why are you doing it now? That's weird. It's like, no one knows you here. You can just come, do whatever you want, be whoever you want, and just feel really at peace. I touched on it a little bit, but number 5 is obviously you get to experience a new culture and possibly learn a new language. I think learning a new language gives you something to get excited about. You get to experience that not every country prioritizes the same things as your country does, or just the personality differences between certain types of people. Experiencing new cultures just teaches you how to not be so narrow-minded. I would say the last part is it has completely allowed me to make decisions for myself. Before becoming an au pair, I was so influenced by what other people told me, even very micro decisions, but now because I've had to make all my decisions on my own, when I go back home, I don't listen to anybody. You start believing so strongly in yourself, your opinions, your desires, your passions, that you start to just not care what other people think of you. Another one too, very simple, is that life is meant to be lived. I understand the whole hustle culture. It's an expensive world to live in. If you ask the elderly things they wish they would have done, they would say things like slow down, have more experiences, enjoy life, not work so much. There is so much life out there. You are not a robot that's supposed to go through the cycles of waking up, working, going to bed, waking up, working, going to bed. Take a year, even a few months, a couple of months to just go and free your mind from the stress of whatever it is you're working on. Even if you're in school, if you have a full-time job, take the time to go and live, to breathe, to make friends, to go have experiences, to just be able to go home at the end of the night and be like, this feels so nice. And there's probably a lot of people who have thought about doing this maybe, or thought about going abroad at some point in their life. Until you actually just make the decision to do it, you're gonna keep saying that for the rest of your life. Oh, later, when I have time, I'll do it. If that's your mentality, it probably won't happen. You're gonna look back 3 years later and be like, oh, I had that idea, but I don't know why. I never did it. If there's anything that you take away from this video, I hope it's that putting your life on pause has way more benefits than just avoiding getting a real job and fleeing the country from all your problems and issues and whatever. While you're here, I'm getting to enjoy my life, live for free, so that talk in the back of your head, I could never afford it. Yes, you can. You can afford it for the short period in your life. As an au pair, you pretty much get all of your expenses paid for and you're living in a place that you get to choose. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've learned something today. If you've liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'm excited to see you next time. Bye!